Alright, so we got a nice long video for you guys today. We're going to be cutting open all kinds of rocks. So first off, we got a Las Choyas, or coconut geode. It's supposed to be a solid nodule, so we'll go ahead and see what's inside of that one. We got a bunch of Crowleys Ridge agates. We're going to cut those open, hopefully get some nice banding. We're going to cut open a few pieces of just fossilized coral, and this piece here is actually feldspar. I was looking at it, but it's got some really interesting patterning on it. So I was going to cut it and just see what it looks like. Some honeycomb coral, and then I'm not really sure what this is. If I can focus, some kind of chert with some fossils in it. Really pretty looking. And then there was one more. What happened to it? Oh, there it is. And I'm not having a good time focusing. So another nice piece of fossilized coral. Got some cold water geodes, or cold water agates. I'm gonna cut those open. This is a broken. Get the grass out of it. This is a broken Swazi agate. We're going to cut through behind the geode nodule, see what it looks like. It's got some really nice looking colors. So, and then we got some Botswana agates. So we're going to go ahead and start cutting. We got Josiah here. Say hi.
Hi.
And him and I are going to cut these open for you guys, and hopefully we'll get some nice results. Alright, so we went ahead and cut it. That is really pretty. That's crazy though, it's got that really gunky center to it.
Wow.
I'm sorry, it's kind of windy today. We had a really nice day today, so I decided to do some cutting outside. This one's got quite a few fractures. I was kind of afraid of that because you could see some here on the outside. I think it was that. Yeah, no, it was this one here. You could see the fractures. So, fortunately they go all the way to the center, but it's still really pretty. Alright, we're going to cut our Crowleys Ridge agates next. Got a handful of them. Most of these are smaller ones, but we got one bigger one here. Hopefully that'll turn out real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all of these. Let me just give you guys a look at them real quick. So we got this big one here. This one's got some real nice banding going around the edges of it. Try to cut through the center, see what we get. We got this one here, nice botryoidal one. This one here is more of a lot more of that quartz in it, so it'll probably be have that banded quartz and cut when we cut through the center of this one. And then this one here. This one's an interesting one. It's got this really dark top with the bumpy botryoidal stuff, and then really nice banding all the way around. So we're going to cut through it, hopefully cut through that really nice banding and see what we get. So we're going to go ahead and cut all these and see you guys in a minute. Alright, so I went ahead and cut those, and let's go ahead and see what we got. So let's look at the biggest one first. I haven't looked at any of these, so. Ooh! Wow! That is pretty. That's a little different from what I was expecting. Wow, look at all those bands in there. That is awesome. So pretty. So pretty. Alright, now this one I just cut the end off. I should have cut through the middle because the part I sliced off just fell apart. Real pretty quartz on that one. Here, let me take my glasses off so I can see better. Real nice quartz structure on that one though. Come on, focus. For some reason my focus isn't working as well out here in the sun. Now this bumpy one. Woohoo! Holy cow! Wow, that is gorgeous. That's so pretty. I've never seen one quite like that. Now we got this one here. It's kind of more gunky one. And yeah, that one was pretty gunky inside. Not a whole lot of banding there. Oops. A lot of gunk in that one. Now this final one.
Wow.
Oh, that's a really pretty one.
Whoa.
That is really, really pretty.
Daddy,
A little bit of a geode nodule inside of there.
Daddy.
That turned out really nice. Got some eyes, a couple of eyes in the center. That's a nice one. I think my favorite two are this one, this big one here, and this goofy looking one. So, alright, up next we're going to cut open some fossils, some agatized fossil and coral fossils. So let's go ahead and cut these and we'll see what we get. Alright, so you guys probably saw that, but unfortunately this one's really pretty. I don't know what you call that, but it just completely fell apart on me. Completely fractured out on me. So that was unfortunate, but let's go ahead and see what the other ones look like. Gotta get out of the shadow here. Ooh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. Zoom in a little bit for you guys. And this half's even better. That's very nice. And now this weird feldspar. I've never cut feldspar, but it was pretty quick. That is really pretty. Oh, that's cool. It's really cool. That's interesting. Not sure if that's like quartz inclusions in this feldspar. Not really sure. Alright, now the big one. Oh wow. Oh, that's awesome. If you guys can see all the little agate bands in there. That's a really nice piece. Nice piece of agatized coral. Very pretty. Alright. Up next we got 3 of these cold water agates or geodes, whatever you want to call them. And cut these open. Hopefully they'll have some nice banding or eyes or something in them. So let's go ahead and see what's inside of these. Alright, so when I cut them, let's see what we got. Alright, so this is the first one. Ooh, that's real pretty. Got some nice little eyes in there. That sun is really Starting to get a little bit lower, starting to get more shadow, but it's got some nice eyes in it. A little geode pocket. So take a look at the other half. Yeah, that's real nice. It's not the best I've cut, but still not bad. Now, which one? This one? Ooh. That's interesting. This one's got a lot of that chalcedony in it. Over on this end. You can really see down inside of there. Try to have a little geode pocket there. But this one's more quartzy. Not as much agate stuff in that one. Still pretty. Alright, now the smaller one here. Again, is more quartzy. Kind of gunky. Not a whole lot going on with this one. Alright. Alright, so up next we're going to cut this Swazi agate. And this one, I hate to cut it. Josiah really wants to cut this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it, slice it behind this geode pocket. And hopefully we'll get that really nice banding there. This one's got really nice color. Really like the color of this one. So let's go ahead and cut the Swazi agate, see what it looks like. Alright, so we went ahead and cut it, and it kind of fractured out a little bit, but it didn't completely fracture, so whoops. Look at that. That is pretty. Let me zoom in a little bit. That is really weird. That's really bizarre though, how it went from having a geode pocket with nice banding around it to this weird looking center. To be honest, I like this side better. It's a whole lot better. But it's still pretty. Got that nasty fracture there though. But what can you do? Sometimes they just fracture out. They've already got fractures in there, and when you cut them, they just break apart. So it's not terrible though. It's interesting. All right. The final group of rocks for today are these Botswana agates. We're gonna go ahead and cut all of these. Again, these are that partially tumbled material from Botswana. So we're gonna cut them open and see what we get. This one's got a little window. This one's probably gonna have some tubes. I don't know if you guys can see the lines in it. And this one here's got a really nice window. I'm gonna cut parallel that window and parallel this window, kind of in the middle, and see what we get. This one here's got a little window there. Big fracture right there. I didn't see that earlier, so we'll try to avoid those fractures. And this one's got a really nice window on the one side. Other than that, a few bands over here, but not anything spectacular there. Nice color though. This one's got another really nice window here. So we'll see what's inside of it. Hopefully it'll continue inside of that. So let's go ahead and cut these and see what we get. Alright, so we went ahead and cut them. So these aren't too terribly hard to cut. They're not as hard as Brazilian agates, but they do tend to fracture a lot when you cut them. So you gotta be real careful when you get to the end of your cut not to let them fracture out. So this was our first cut here. So let's see what we got here. I haven't looked at any of these. Ooh, that's quartz. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it'd be more tubes inside, but really nice clean lines in that one. Really nice pattern. I actually kind of like it. I like it when they have agate bands and quartz like that. I think they really complement each other. So that's a nice one. It's a very nice one. Alright, so let's see, the next one we cut. I can't remember. So this one here. This one's nice. I like that red in this one. That one's really pretty. That one looked real nice polished up, but you can see on this one, you can see those fractures on the top edge there. That's what happens with these. They tend to fracture out when you get to the end of your cut. I really like the color of this one. I love that purplish, pinkish, reddish color. I think they look really nice with that. So that's a nice one right there. Alright, so what do we got next? Try to keep these straight here. Let's look at this one here. Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty. That one's really pretty. You can really see down inside of this one. You can see how the bands go down inside of the rock. That's a gorgeous piece right there. That's really pretty. That's a premium Botswana agate right there. Alright, so I got these two left. Let's look at this bigger one. Wasn't too sure about this one. It only had a little bit of banding showing. Oh, look at that eye. Look at the eyes. That's really pretty. Now I've always thought, you know, some of these kind of have, it almost look like an onion when you cut through them. Like layers of an onion. You can really see that on this one. That's a really nice one. It might have a little bit of parallax in it, not a whole lot. Sometimes these can have really good parallax banding as well. That's pretty. Well, these are probably one of my favorite types of agate, if not my favorite. Because they always seem to have really good banding. Wow. What is that? What in the world? What happened to that one? It's full of spots. It's got freckles inside of it. That's really bizarre. Look at it. It's all over in there. Not just in the center. It's all around the outside. You can see them down inside of there too. That is nuts. That is so pretty. Wow. That's a premium piece as well. Really nice. I'll definitely be polishing these guys up for you. And we'll put some pictures up at the end of the video. Hope you guys like this video and cutting agates from all around the world. So we'll see you guys on the next one.